Please don't spoil the movie by adding your own soundtrack. And we're live, baby.
Why? Why are you looking like that?
I'm waiting for you to say your
Okay.
name.
Hi, I'm Chanel number 1.
Hi, I'm Chanel number 2.
You cheater, pumpkin eater.
I couldn't think of anything. I'm sorry. My gallbladder hurts.
Do you know who Chanel number 2 was in Scream Queens?
Chanel number 1.
Chanel number 2.
Chanel number 2 was the one who was in Little Miss Sunshine.
No,
That's
no.
Chanel number 3.
She was Chanel number 5, I think.
Chanel number 2 is the one whose mom died.
Mm-mm.
No, I mean in real life, like her mom and grandma died at like the same time.
No. It's Ariana Grande. Ariana Grande was Chanel number 2. You know, she dies pretty early on.
Right. Okay.
And welcome back to Please Don't Spoil the Movie, where me and my sister recap movies that we loved growing up.
You're welcome.
And we spoil them to you in case you haven't seen them, you freaking weirdos. How are you feeling, Shawty?
Today?
I'm afraid to say yes. Today? Sure.
Well, I'm tired, okay? I just got off of a week and a half long trip in California, like I mentioned the last time we were here. And then immediately turned around and did a pageant.
Pageant girl.
Miss Louisiana, USA, to be correct.
And you were?
Where? Huh?
And you were in New Orleans. Sorry.
Yeah. Where I was Miss New Orleans, USA, and I made the top 15. Was really hoping for the top 10, but that's okay. I'm I'm glad that I at least made it to finals.
Me too. Was hoping you made it top 10 too. You did so much better than last year.
Oh,
I think if you did it one more year, I think you'd have made the top 10.
Thank you. I wish I could do it one more year because I feel like now.
No, I'm gonna just go back.
I can't.
Yeah.
I feel like since I can't because there's an age limit and I'm an old hag now, guys.
Right.
I'm aged out. And there's an age limit, and since I can't do it anymore, I feel like I want to do it anymore. I want to do it again. But had I not been old, still young enough, I feel like I wouldn't want to do it again.
So does Miss Universe? I guess that you don't have to have an age limit for that, technically speaking, because
no, there's an age limit. Like, okay, so if I were, the age limit is 28, right? So if you're 27 now and you win Miss Louisiana, and then you win Miss USA or whatever, and you're 28, you still get to go.
Okay,
you just have to be,
right at the level,
the cutoff mark or whatever.
That's so funny. I never realized that those girls at like Miss Universe and all of that are at max 28 and younger.
Yeah, they're literally children.
In my head, they're like, I don't know, 30.
When I went, for those of you who don't know, Miss Universe was held here in New Orleans, and I actually went to the preliminary competition. And when I was there, I was, there's like 80-something countries, so like 80-something girls. Half of them were at least under like 25.
That's crazy. And they look grown.
Yeah.
Did anyone look young? Because I feel like they look 30
I think
plus.
there was only like one who was like maybe 19.
What?
Yeah, or like 19, 20, like really young. But yeah, none of them looked like a teeny bopper.
Did you have fun at Miss Universe? I feel like if they come back, I would want to go just to experience it.
No, it was definitely. I'm definitely glad I went. It was definitely an experience. But I was like with one of my teammates, and we were talking the whole time. So it was just like we'd have a conversation and be like, "Oh, that dress is pretty," and then go back to our conversation.
Right, because it's a little
Because it's just like you just see like I'm watching 80 dresses. I'm watching 80
bathing suits.
I'm watching 80 costumes. So it's just like after a while, it's just like okay.
Yeah. I can't imagine 30 of y'all was like, woo, and that was just in the misses.
Well, yeah, that was just a miss. So when you really think about it, it was kind of like 80.
Yeah.
Because it was probably like 30 teams, 30
and
misses.
And then we got the little bits the first night.
Yeah.
The children.
For those of you who don't know, the pageant consists of teens and misses. So Miss Louisiana and Miss Teen.
Yeah.
Whatever. Miss Teen Louisiana and Miss Louisiana.
Right. Anything else you want to talk about? Any movies you want to highlight? TV shows? I can't remember.
I kind of just want to talk more about the pageant.
Oh. What else you want to talk about?
Let's talk more about me.
Let's focus on that. What was your greatest takeaway?
one thing that I will say that kind of softened the blow of me not making the top 10 was one girl told me that her dad and her whole family was saying she ended up making the top 10. So she was in the pageant with me. She was just saying that her dad was just like, Miss New Orleans, she's gonna win. Like, she's taking it home. Like, she's got the whole thing down. Like,
that's so sweet.
There's no way she's not winning. And I was just like, oh my god, you're gonna make me cry. And then once she said that, all the other girls were like, no, seriously, Jade, your stage presence is like incredible. And I was like, oh my god, you're so sweet.
That's so funny. It's just so, it makes you realize how subjective it all is.
It really is. It really is. And who's to say, there was 5 judges, so who's to say like 1 or 2 of them wasn't like, she needs to be in the top.
Right.
Or 1 or 2 of them were just like, she sucks.
Right.
You know?
So crazy. I'm curious. I want to look at the scoreboard. One day I want to judge a pageant because I want to know what they write down. Do you know if they number y'all 1 to 5 or like?
I think it's just by our titles. I would have to assume. Or you mean, do they rank us?
Like, okay, bathing suit.
Like score
1 to 5.
I have no idea. I would assume it's probably yeah.
I wonder how it works because I've been like, because I'd be writing stuff walks bad.
Yeah, no clue. No clue. But I do want to say congratulations to the ladies who won.
Yeah.
Sylvia Masters is Miss Louisiana, USA. Sylvia. And don't ask me the girl who won teen. But congratulations to her, too.
Bless you. And there was a black girl that made it to the top 5. And
yes.
She's gorgeous.
Oh, my God. Yes, I'm glad you mentioned that. I was so shocked at how many black girls made it to finals. When they called, like, 4 of us, we were like, girls, swear to God.
Okay, Black History Month.
We're like, you see it? And then we're like, yeah, I see it.
Right.
So it was really nice to see. It was really nice to see. 4 of us made it to the top 16. 2 made it to the top 10, and then 1 made it to the top 5.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's amazing. Black women in pageants.
Black women in pageants.
Amen.
So yeah.
Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about the pageant, Missy?
I'm trying to think. I feel like there's one more thing I want to mention.
Any drama?
No, but I feel like a lot more girls were disappointed this year, and that was sad to see.
Yeah.
That was sad to see.
Everyone looked really good this year. Like, everyone, and I could remember, like, people who came last year, and they stepped, I feel like a lot of people stepped it up this year.
Yeah. Even the host, like, Tim Tiraldo, he was saying, he was just like, this is going to be a tough one.
Yeah.
Like, this year, he's like, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, they all stepped it up. Like, a lot of improvement for everyone.
Yeah. So, congratulations to all the women who performed. Everyone should be proud of themselves for what they did over the weekend. Fantastic, ladies. Fantastic.
Walking on that stage with those bases. Does that stage feel huge when you're on it? Does it feel like the biggest thing in the world?
The steps.
Oh, my God. Whose idea was that?
The steps this year, they were so steep. I was like, y'all want us to fall. Y'all want us to, like, stumble. Like, that's what it felt like. And then, walking on the stage, like, when you make a circle or you make a turn or whatever, it feels so small when you do it. Like, it's like, because, it's supposed to be, like, take up the space. And, like, it feels like when you do it, I was like, oh, my God, that turn was so tiny. They're probably just like, why did she move, like, an inch? Like, it does feel really small. But it did it, baby. That was it. 2 years of pageantry and I'm out.
Right. An experience.
I'm glad I experienced this. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do next. How do I top this? That's what I'm thinking about. We'll see. Stay tuned, everybody.
What are you going to drag this family into?
What am I going to drag y'all to next? Right. Maybe Circus Soleil. Who knows?
That'd be cool.
That'll be a fun one.
Yeah.
That won't be as...
What would you be the throw you in the air like the is it trapeze?
Yeah.
Yeah, would you do that?
No.
That's what I want. That's what I want you to see you as.
Absolutely not. Give me a silk.
Oh, okay, I guess.
I'll be an aerialist.
But you still have to do something like dangerous a little bit.
Maybe I'll just skip Circus Soleil and go straight to Hollywood.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Yeah, I like that idea better.
Yeah.
All right, what's going on with you?
Nothing much. Life, work, blah. That bleezy blase, blah blah blah.
I'm the entertaining one.
Yeah, the entertaining one. Yeah, nothing new, hunty.
Have you watched anything good lately?
There's a lot of controversy around this new show, Velma.
Oh, I don't know why people hate it. I like it.
I really like it.
I like how they made it adult.
Yeah, I liked it. I guess I get what some people are saying, that they're tired of seeing Mindy's little tropes and in shows. She loves a white man, makes fun of herself.
It's not evident in this one though. Like she's gay. That's
right. But she's in love with
a white woman.
No, that white man.
Fred.
She's in love with Fred.
I mean, come on, that's expected. Like if you think about it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's what I'm like. If it wasn't Mindy and somebody else was doing it,
yeah, no one would bat an eyelash. But because
she keeps doing it, and then they, well, it's something I did know, but I guess certain people like notice like she always makes fun of herself for being hairy and like always puts down like Indian food or something like that.
Oh yeah, no, she's very quick to put. I think she has a little self-hate. I think it's kind of safe to say she's very quick to put down her Indian culture.
Yeah, but yeah, I think that's what people were having they were like, not this again, Mindy. But I also hear that is she a writer on the show? I heard that she wasn't a writer on the show. She's just a voiceover. I'm not sure, but I'm sure she has some kind of input because it's the same. It's the same bit.
She's got to have some kind of foot in it.
Yeah, which is funny because I wouldn't have noticed those like little bits, or like I'd been like, what are people talking about? Because I literally recently just started watching the Mindy Project.
Oh my god! After because I've watched the Mindy Project, I've never finished it. I won't be finishing it. No. By the second, by the 10th guy,
by the 10th ugly white man,
I was like, this is kind of ridiculous.
This is ridiculous. They're not.
First of all,
hot.
I was getting offended, and I'm not even Indian, and I was just like, why are you not taking the opportunity? You have this show,
right?
Why are you not taking the opportunity to like utilize this space and showcase other Indian actors?
Oh, true that.
You want somebody to do that for you?
Exactly.
Like, you're just showing white man after white man after white man. Girl, if you don't throw a brown man up in here, if you don't go get somebody that is Indian and put him as at least a date, just give him a date.
And on top of the fact that the white men that she's dating aren't even hot. How do you find so many ugly white men in Hollywood? In the most vainest industry. How do you find so many ugly people?
Yeah.
How are you finding them?
And I guess it's like realistic in the sense of like they're not super hot, but it's just like,
but she is hot.
If we're gonna do this, if we're gonna date only white men, make them all hot. Yes. Like if this is what we're gonna do,
or make yourself less hot. She's a good looking girl.
Yeah.
Now if she was not uglier, I hate to say that, but she was less attractive and she was dating men, but she's dating below her means. I'm like, Mindy, you're hot. And you're a doctor. What are we doing here?
What are we doing here?
Oh, Jesus. I think the only time she had I haven't watched much of the show, but I think the only time I noticed black people on the show was when she went to the club one day and was trying to get in like a basketball player section.
Yes.
That was the most brown
And
people.
I will say, I don't know, after I really need to read her books because she has 2 memoirs and I have both of them and I haven't started reading either of them. But I really want to dissect who she is because I honestly think she's a little racist. Like after watching the Mindy Project, like when she would have black characters on there, they're always ghetto.
Oh.
I was like, is this woman racist?
What's going on here?
Like, what is going on here? You don't have you're Indian. You don't have any Indian people on here besides yourself. Every time you show a black person, they're ghetto.
There's a stereotype.
Or there's some sort of stereotype.
Right. That's what player like, ghetto.
Oh, you're being weird. And one episode, she goes to like Haiti. On like a mission trip.
Oh, no.
But before she goes there, she said something about it, and I thought it was so racist. And I was like, you for real right now?
All right, is that necessary?
She said, you remember when Donald Trump was like, why would keep on giving money to these shithole countries or something like that? She said something like that in the episode about Haiti. And I was like, ooh, why was this not taken out?
Why was this necessary?
Yeah, she was like,
comment necessary?
Ooh, I didn't like that. I was like,
I'm good.
Why are you talking ill about Haiti, baby?
That is messed up. I always thought it was so weird, and I never knew why, but now I know. I never knew why I thought it was weird, but in The Office, she gets that Indian man at the very end, and they have a baby together, and she disses him for Ryan. I always thought that was weird, and I was just like, why do I think it's so weird? But now, like,
this is who she is.
But I was like, always thought that was like, that always stuck with me. Like, it left a bad taste in my mouth. I was like, why would she do that? Like, why did she finally get this fine Indian man? And she was like,
right.
And I was like, I was trying to play it off as funny, but I always thought that was messed up. Like, not just like, But like now, like seeing the tropes that she does, or like this, I'm like, oh, that was really messed up.
Have you seen her show on Netflix? Never Have I Ever?
No.
Okay, so she's because you know how she's like behind Sex Life of College Girls.
Yeah.
And there's a show on Netflix. Love the show. Never Have I Ever. So it's about this Indian girl. And I'm surprised the girl, at least she got an Indian daddy.
Uh-huh.
And he fine. So at least we get points there. But he dead. Sorry. But the daddy dead, but you know, they do flashbacks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever. So the main character who's Indian, she's always torn between these two guys. One who's like super popular, super hot. He's white and half Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
And then another one who's like, she's a genius, right? She's like super smart, like going to Stanford or whatever, right? And the other guy who she's like, you know, goes back and forth with is her like arch nemesis, but they eventually start like falling for each other.
Mm-hmm.
The most mediocre little white boy you've ever seen in your entire life. Like, so average. It looks like nothing. And I'm just like, why? Why? Where are we finding these bottom of the barrel boys? Like, why? At least the popular one, he's hot. Now, he's hot. He's white. Well, he's also half Japanese, so. But he's hot. But that white boy that she be competing with, I'd be like, come on, be for real.
Yeah.
Be for real.
It's really hard to like, to get in the time space.
With the sex life of college girls, the Indian on the show, the one who she dates, now she's the hottest one on the show,
and she be banging some cute white boys.
She's the hottest one on the show. The one that she was dating, the guy who was
the
like
nerd,
the boy over the newspaper.
Yeah,
I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, it wasn't necessary. I'm glad they broke up. I was like, okay, maybe that was just a fling.
Meanwhile,
she was wild. I love.
Meanwhile, the one with the bob haircut. From Whitewater, Kentucky, is getting Channing Tatum's 2.0.
Okay, now I'm officially, because that was another Mindy project, right?
Yes.
Okay, now this does
seem exactly
suspect.
It's weird.
Okay, you brought this point up before, but I was just like, but now I like it is weird.
Something's off. I gotta read these books. I gotta figure out what's going on this chick's head because she's crazy. She needs to go to therapy. Right. Seriously,
you're gonna read about her and do some research and get back with us.
Because stay tuned. What's going on in this lady's
You know what's
brain.
so funny? Because when I read that, I was like, damn, why are they giving Mindy all this hate? But now I'm like,
no, she has a problem.
And now I'm suspect.
She has a problem.
She does have a problem. I wish she has a therapist.
She needs one.
But she makes good freaking shows. But they do have these bad tropes. And I love Sex Life of College Girls. Mwah. Love it.
I just don't understand why she's not attracted to Indian men at all. How do you look at someone that looks like you and you see nothing? That means to me you hate yourself. Like if you are attracted to somebody who looks like you, then you don't like the way you look.
And I feel like Hollywood loves brown people that love white people. Yes. And like unapologetically.
Yes. And she loves white culture, which is fair because
I love white. But my thing is, even if I love white men, I would still in my show, I love black people. I love black men. I have my black friends.
Right.
Like I just
if in the world, sure. If in the world, in my everyday life, I like white men, sure, whatever. But in my show, you're not gonna know that.
Yeah.
You're not.
You're not gonna know that. Right, exactly.
Why does she I just don't get it.
But yes, if I had my own show, I'm putting blackity black. I'm gonna be the blackest version of myself.
Right.
You have no idea.
I'm gonna show up extra black on my show.
Exactly.
Like what?
My friends are gonna be like, wait, what?
Like what?
Like, okay.
People are gonna be like, why are you so black?
Right. Like chill out.
Jeez.
I do want to say congratulations to Viola Davis on getting an EGOT.
I know, right? I literally saw it because I saw forever ago that she was nominated for a Grammy, and I remember they were saying like if she wins it, she's gonna get her EGOT status. So and then literally before we started recording, I saw that she had got it because I didn't watch the Grammys.
You just found out
like literally 20 minutes before.
Oh, I saw last night because I didn't watch. I don't have the attention span for that type of stuff, but
this is huge.
So huge. It's so hard.
So I think it's her. It's so hard.
So hard. Especially
to get a Grammy, for those of you who don't know. An EGOT stands for Emmy,
TV show.
Grammy, Oscar. Tony.
Tony. So, but Emmy's the TV show, Grammy music, Oscar movies, and then Tony Broadway.
Yeah.
Now,
That's
to me,
so hard.
The hardest ones to me are grammar or the Tonys.
Grammar.
Grammys or the Tony. Because not everyone can sing. I could get Oscars out my butt,
right? But
I have to sing. But she didn't get. She got one for.
Well, you'd be surprised how many people get Grammy. Like
right.
Whoopi Goldberg is an EGOT person, but she had a Grammy for like being a narrator. Right, you can get a Grammy for that.
Right. I forget about that. True, because isn't that what she got?
I think she got it for doing something like that. I wonder what
she got a Tony for. I feel like but actually, I feel like Tony's the hardest.
I feel like she was Broadway before she was
Oh, nice.
Like famous
commercial or whatever.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Tony's got to be hard to break into that.
Tony. But
then you have most Broadway shows require singing, so you have to sing at some point,
right?
Unless you find one that doesn't sing, it's probably crappy. Whew. Bless him. Bless her.
That's crazy.
I think 18 people I read have EGOTs.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
And the only 3 black ones are Viola Davis now, Whoopi Goldberg, and then what's his name? John Legend.
Oh, and whatchamacallit got one. Fantasia has one, no? No, not Fantasia. What's that Beyonce movie?
Jennifer Hudson.
Jennifer Hudson has one.
I don't think she is an EGOT person.
I think she does. Let me see. Jennifer Hudson.
Oh, I guess you're right.
Mm-hmm. I saw a tweet.
Look at you knowing something.
I saw a tweet. Thank you, Twitter. Thank you for your service.
Yeah. Well, kudos to them.
Yes.
That's an incredible feat.
Whew. Bless them. You got to start young, too. You got to start at the beginning of your career. I feel like you have to have that in your head. Because everything you do matters.
Literally.
You have to choose everything right.
Everything. Oh, God.
And I feel like an Emmy's hard, too. So you have to, not only you have to
Emmys
get on a good show. They're so hard.
If they're easy if you're specific to that one genre. Yeah. So like John Legend getting the Grammy would have been easy, and for Jennifer Hudson getting the Grammy would have been easy. But like getting the Tony for them,
hard. Or Beyonce getting Oscar.
Yeah.
It's freaking hard. She could probably get a Tony.
Maybe.
Yeah. But an Emmy, she got to be on a show.
Right.
It's crazy hard.
Oh, God.
I wonder if people in Hollywood are like, overachiever. like
you suck.
You got people.
Right. You teacher's pet.
All right, Jade. Give us some facts.
All right. So the movie that we're doing today, think urban. Think gold teeth.
Ooh, yes.
Think 1999 beauty supply store, press-on nails, and extra hairspray hold for a crazy updo that will poke you in the eyeball.
Love.
Think old man who's lonely. Think young women who need some money.
Yes.
Think manipulative family member who takes advantage. Think butler. Think maid. Think useless boyfriend. Think scammers.
I love a scam.
Think
Beverly Hills. That's where I want to be.
Oh yeah, think Beverly Hills.
Think the American dream in a way.
Yeah.
Started from the bottom. Trying to get to the top.
Here. Think sugar daddy almost.
Entrepreneur.
Think entrepreneurship.
Right. Think I'm trying to kill my my rich relative.
And that brings us to drum roll, please. B.A.P.S. Woo! So the movie we're doing today is B.A.P.S. Halle Berry. Okay, so summary time. Waitresses at a Georgia restaurant, Nisi, played by Halle Berry, and Mickey, played by Natalie DeSelly, we're going to go with that, decide to fly to Los Angeles for a music video audition in order to raise money for their dream project, a business that combines soul food dining with a hair salon. Mm-hmm. Circumstances eventually find the Southern ladies on the estate of Mr. Blakemore, Martin Landau, an elderly millionaire. Despite their vast cultural differences, Nisi and Mickey form close bonds with Blakemore and his butler, Ian? No.
Isaac.
Ian.
Oh, Ian.
I was like, what's this word?
Who's Ian?
Ian Richardson, his butler.
Oh, okay. I just called him Butler.
Well, no. I said,
that's his running.
You were listening, I said, and his butler. Then I said Ian.
Oh, I got caught off by Ian. Yeah. Not if you was listening. Come for me.
Yeah, if you were paying attention and if you were focused,
wow,
we wouldn't have these problems. Ouch. This is not amateur night. So the film was released on March 28th in 1997. It was directed by Robert Townsend and written by Troy Beyer. Do you want to guess the budget?
I think the budget is $30 million.
Oh, very generous of you.
10.
There you go, right on the money.
Yes.
So you want to guess the box office?
20 million.
Also very generous of you. Did you not watch that movie? like be for real.
But this came from a different time of
real.
Movies. How much was it? Tell me.
The budget was 10 million. The box office was 7.3 million.
Not bad.
Not bad. It did horrible.
Well, yeah, not bad.
It did horrible. The film received largely negative reviews, but today is considered a cult classic, especially by Black Hollywood.
Yes. I don't think it was that bad.
It was horrible. I mean, we haven't seen the movie since we were children, and when I was rewatching it, I was like, oh my God. I was like, and I remember liking it as a child. And I was rewatching it, I was just like, this sucks. Well, not sucks.
This is different.
It's just like, if I were to watch this as an adult, I would hate it.
As you did.
But since I knew it as a child, I appreciated it, but I was like, if I were to watch this as a adult, I'd be like,
watching it now, I was just like, yeah, I like it. But we'll talk about that later.
Cast, Halle Berry as Denise Nisi.
Which I heard this was her first leading role.
I was trying to figure out, that's what I was trying to figure out. I was like, at what point in stardom was she in here? I was like, she couldn't have been that famous.
Yeah,
she's in this movie.
Yeah. But also, she never plays goofy roles, so this is definitely gotta be her first one.
The one
and only.
The one and only. And then we have Natalie Desselle-Reid as Tamika Mickey. Ian Richardson as Mr. Manley, the butler. Martin Landau as Mr. Donald Blakemore, the rich old man. Pierre Edwards as Ali, which is Nisi's boyfriend, and AJ Johnson as James, Mickey's boyfriend. Where is the and then Luigi Armando as Antonio.
Oh, okay.
And Jonathan Fried as Isaac.
Yes.
All I really got for you is that the screenplay was written by Troy Beyer, and she was very disappointed to see the final cut of the film and believe that whatever she wrote, like her words, honestly were not made on the screen. And she explained that this was the first time the director had directed a film that he hadn't written. So I guess he felt the need to like rewrite the story or something. So yeah.
Hollywood man. Could you imagine going to a movie premiere and you're like, this is not what I submitted.
Right.
Over time.
This is not what I said it was.
Right. Okay. Is that it?
But yeah, that's about it.
Okay, let's dive in.
Ooh, I'm about to dive in.
Movie starts off. The girls are living
Decatur, Georgia.
Oh, is that where they are?
They literally say like
I forgot
10 times.
They live in Decatur, Georgia. Nisi and Mickey, best friends. They work at a diner. Nisi has big dreams. Once at the diner, she hears about a contest to be in a Heavy D music video.
Yeah.
She hears about it again on the television while she's doing Mickey's hair, and then she reads it in the magazine she sees it in the magazine that Mickey sees, and she's like, let's go to Hollywood.
Right. And then she's basically like, my mom always tells me good things come in threes. First, I heard about the music video. So Heavy D is like searching for like the most beautiful girl in the world to be in this music video.
What a time.
So they hear about and it's a contest. So they hear about the contest at the diner, then on TV, and then Mickey's reading about it in a magazine.
Right.
And then Halle Berry / Nisi. It's basically like, good things come in threes, we gotta give it a try. And Mickey's like, with hesitation, and she's like, we're gonna blow our life savings, we're poor, we don't have any money, but let's go.
Do rappers still have music video? No, not music videos. Video girl contests, because I feel like video girls used to be important. Like, you really had to, like, they wasn't just picking just anybody. I feel like it was like this. I feel like it was like an industry for music.
They definitely don't do that anymore. They definitely just pull them all off of Instagram. So that's definitely a thing of the past.
I wonder if I wonder if certain music video they're like, I guess if you dance, yes. But I feel like rappers you never really need to dance much.
Right, because for that, that's just a backup dancer.
Yeah, what the hell?
But, anywho, they both have gold teeth.
Gold teeth, big hair.
Gold teeth is a theme in this movie. Yeah. Every black person in the show has gold teeth.
LOL, that is true. I think, so my favorite.
Huge theme.
Huge theme. My favorite, Bernie Mac's in this, in the beginning of it. He's their boss.
He's the management. Restaurant manager.
And I love me some Bernie Mac. I forgot he was in this movie. I was
when I was watching him in it, I was like, at what point in his career are we at? Is he famous yet? Can't be, because he's in this movie.
I feel like he did like a cameo just for fun.
Maybe.
Because they have so many freaking famous people in this movie.
Yeah, they do have a lot of cameos.
So I feel like he just did it for fun. He like knew somebody who wrote it and he was like, yeah, sure, I'll be in your little film.
I'll be in your little movie.
Because he only says like, I don't know, 10 words. I love me some Bernie Mac. R.I.P. man.
Right.
Oh, and we didn't mention Mickey, she passed away.
She sure did. R.I.P. She died a few months ago. Give me one moment.
Get this out.
As I pull it up. She died December. Oh my God. It was 2020. It was that long ago.
Mm-hmm.
I could have sworn to God she died like
two days ago. Right.
22.
Right.
Wow. She just died December 7th, 2020. Well, how she died? Due to, she had colon cancer.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know that.
I don't hear about that one out too often.
She really wasn't in anything besides this and like the Cinderella movie.
That's so sad.
That is sad.
Colon cancer. How old was she?
53.
Oh.
How old is Halle Berry? Let's see.
Gotta be around the same age. Halle Berry.
Halle Berry is 56. Okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, they're about the same age.
Would you book a ticket, go to Hollywood, start a new life, let's do it, drop everything?
Absolutely not.
That is so ballsy. People who do that like ever and they're like, I want to move to New York and start a whole new life and I'm just gonna do it, and they do it. What is your
wild? Wild.
What is your family life
Those
like?
people are off the cuff.
Off the cuff. That's a crazy thing to do. My anxiety will not allow it.
It's one thing if you do that somewhere cheap, but if you go like from here to Los Angeles or here to New York, wow. The cost of living out there is like double.
Crazy.
Now I was talking to a girl when I was in California for work. She was saying how she just like uprooted her life to New Orleans and she lived out here for 6 years. But the cost of living is drastically cheaper. So
that's different.
Yeah.
You can uproot your life to southern cities and be fine.
Right.
But you can't go to
a major city like Chicago.
Yeah, that's
New York.
That's intense.
Las Vegas, LA, like come on. Be for real.
Be for real.
But I guess anywho. So the girls, they decide, they're not having good luck with their boyfriends. We forgot to mention their boyfriends.
They have some bum boyfriends. They ain't got no job.
They have the bummest of bums as boyfriends.
And they look like pimps. Mostly Nisi's boyfriend looks like a pimp.
They look like street merchants.
Yeah.
They look like the type of men that have those trench coats and they open up the trench coats and it's 500 watches. Like that's what they look like. And that's how they talk too.
Yeah, they're not.
Oh my God.
But at the end of the movie, Nisi's boyfriend, I'm like, oh, he's a handsome young man.
And he ditches, we'll get there, but anywho, we'll get there. But
no, go ahead and speak on it.
They have these stupid accents. They're like, "Hey, baby."
He ditches
the accent.
Oh my God, I didn't notice that.
Come on, girl. You know I love you. Why you gotta be so funny acting? You acting real crazy. and when he pulls up to the house in Los Angeles, he's like, "Nisi,
That is
loved
so
you from the moment.
true.
Where did your accent go, bro?
That is so true. I did not
gone.
notice.
And then also, if you notice, everybody's gold teeth is gone.
It's gone. Yes.
Nobody has the gold teeth anymore. I said, what happened to them teeth?
That's how they symbolize
Transitioning.
growth.
They done left the gutter
They
of
somehow.
the hood.
How easy was it to remove the gold teeth? Did y'all have to go to the dentist, or did they put that on yourself? Like, what's going on with the gold teeth?
They left the gutter.
Is it a
of the
grill?
hood,
Maybe it's
and
a grill. I don't
now
know.
they're living in Beverly Hills, and them ditching the gold teeth represents wealth and growth.
It's been. I wonder how long they were in Beverly Hills. 2 weeks.
2
That's what it was, right?
But yeah, so Nisi and Mickey, they have some really bottom of the barrel dumpster
Negroes.
trash for boyfriends.
Excuse me, I'll cut that off.
Neither of them which have jobs.
Mm-mm.
Neither of them which I don't think have driver's license.
They don't.
But what can you do with a man who don't have a driver's license?
Nothing.
Literally nothing.
And also, I will say they don't live in New York. Where
it's normal.
You don't need a driver's license. You need an ID.
You
live in Georgia.
Not even Atlanta. You live in the outskirts of Atlanta.
You
live
in
Decatur.
Yeah, you need a car, baby.
You need a car.
Even you need a hoopty. Where you hoopty at?
Why?
Why didn't you have it?
But anywho, so they also have this
dreams,
dumb pipe dream of we're talking about the boyfriends now.
I like the girls.
They have a dumb pipe dream of opening a cab company,
a luxury cab
company.
Which
isn't
Uber XL, baby.
Yeah, I suppose
it's not crazy,
but they're not talking like sedans and SUVs. They're talking like Bentleys.
Yeah, which is not that crazy, I
guess. But at the same time, Nisi and Mickey also have a dumb pipe dream. They
were shitting on their boyfriend's dreams. I'm like, but y'all in the same spot.
So dumb.
Like, right. You want to open up a salon and a restaurant. Right. It was like, I feel like the people who wrote this movie, they were like, this is what black people like to eat and get together. Fried chicken and perms. Fried chicken and chemicals.
Right. So they also have a dumb pipe dream. They're just... They, for whatever reason, Mickey and Nisi feel like they're more ambitious than their boyfriends, but they're all
pretty crappy. They're all just starting from the bottom. Yeah. All just have... They're just trying to figure it out.
They're all victims of the societal repercussions of slavery.
Oh, okay.
And the mass incarceration rate.
There we go.
So,
right, there we go.
You know. But anywho.
That's how this film goes.
So... Mickey and Nisi decide to go to Los Angeles, try to win this contest for a Heavy D. They're all excited about it, so then they decide, okay, let's go out to celebrate. So they go out
to the club, women's night.
It's ladies' night. They meet these two guys who also have gold teeth.
It's also ladies' night at the Golden Tooth. Big Golden Tooth theme.
The big Golden Tooth theme in this movie. So they're introduced these two guys who have golden teeth, and they're like, hey, all the men in this movie talk the same. They're like, hey, baby, what you ladies doing here tonight? Y'all look so good. Ooh, like they all talk like that, and it's insane.
I think this is like my favorite part in this whole movie.
Yes,
this is like the most hilarious part because they go to the guy,
the two guys that they meet that go up to them. They're just like, hey, how are y'all doing? Blah, blah, and then Mickey's like, Nisi, are you thirsty? And then Halle Berry's like, I mean, yeah, I guess. And then the guys just look at each other. They're like, oh, okay. Yeah. What about you those drinks, baby? And then he asks for like 4 hurricanes. And then the bartender is like, $16.
They're like,
ah. And they're like, ooh, ah.
Yeah. And it was like, then the girls walk away. They was like,
hey, wait a minute. Hold on. Girl, now look. Now, it was ladies' night, right? Y'all didn't have to pay to get in here. Y'all could have bought our drinks.
Not in this life.
So, why do you come to the club broke?
It's $16. Let's look up
the inflation.
How much $16 was in 1997.
But why are you coming to the club broke? What do men need to come to the club for if it's not to interact with women and buy them drinks?
Literally, what's the purpose? Because it's not to dance.
Yeah, why are you here?
Like, get out of here.
If you don't want to buy me a drink, don't interact with me.
Exactly. $29.
Oh my God, that's not that bad.
So essentially, they would have been paying $30
for 4 drinks. That's not bad.
Yeah, 4 drinks, $30. Hello.
Right.
So, and then
what world?
The main idiot grabs Nisi, Halle Berry, by the wrist, and he's like, I'm not done talking to you. And then emerges their actual boyfriends, Allie and James. And they come to their defense. Allie punches one of the guys in the face, and they proceed to take them to the bar. And they're like, 4 hurricanes, please. And the bartender's like, nah, y'all was just over here. And Mickey's like, no, it's okay.
They're good.
They're good for it. They got it. And then the bartender's like, all right, that'll be $16. And then James and Ollie look at each other and like,
you got some money?
And then they're like, oh, hell no.
Oh, hell no. Come on,
it's ladies' night. Y'all got it in free.
Like, this is hilarious.
No, that literally had me laughing out loud.
Oh my goodness, that is shameful. Can you imagine?
Like,
oh
sir, pay, or at least you don't get a drink. You two don't get a drink. You buy me and my friend a drink.
Yeah. Y'all just drink water.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that hard. So, Halle Berry walks off. She's now, like, pissed. Mm-hmm. And Ollie, I keep on saying Allie, but it's Ollie.
I called him boyfriend.
So, Allie goes after Halle Berry, and he, like, grabs her, and he's just like, why are you always treating me like an ugly stepchild? And I love you, la, la, la. And she's like, because I'm tired of this, and I'm tired of how you treat me. I deserve better. And he's like, don't you think I know that? And she's like, you don't have any goals. You don't have any ambitions. And he was like, girl, neither do you.
Right.
Like, he really was.
He was like, you think your idea is so good?
And he was like, your idea is dumb. Who has ever had a restaurant mixed in with a salon?
She's like, bitch, this is innovative. You don't understand.
And she's basically like, you don't even have a driver's license.
It's crazy.
And at that point, they have like this weird stare. Then they start playing like their song. And he's like, they're playing our song, baby. And she's like, I don't care.
Gotta go.
And she basically like leaves them and they kind of like break up.
Yeah, fully. It's done.
Like, it's kind of over.
It's a done deal.
But next we see Mickey and Nisi and they're on the plane.
Yes. On plane, I thought it was so funny. They were reading a Beverly Hills Book of Etiquette. Bless them. They're trying to learn up on how to behave properly in the streets of Beverly Hills.
And then they did their hair the most obnoxious way possible.
Cute. Each
of their hair standing at least 4 feet tall. Oh my god, with like spikes poking out of it and like accessories and everything. And they're poking people in the eye on the plane. And they look ridiculous.
I love the white man sitting next to Mickey in this movie. She like pokes him and he's like, God damn it. He's like, is there anywhere I can move to?
He's like, I'll pay you any money to move away from me.
I'll take anything.
And they really just don't belong.
Oh, my favorite, and I thought it was so funny because their hair's so big they block the movie projector on the plane. Because back in the day, everyone had to watch the same movie. Do you remember we used to fly and you do not remember that?
I don't. When the flight attendant is like, we're about to start an in-flight movie. Everybody, please lower your shades and put on your headphones. I was like, what's happening? First of all, I didn't even know they had movies on planes in the 90s.
They did.
I didn't know that was an option.
Well, I don't remember being on projection, but I know like on the back of the TV screen, we used to all have to watch the same movie. Like the movie would start and we all had to watch the same movie.
Okay, that I remember. But it was like one big like
projector. That's probably yeah. But just the concept of like we all had to watch the same movie was so funny.
Yeah, because it's like, what if I don't want to watch this?
This is your options.
Right.
It was kind of nice though. It was like being in the movie theaters. Oh, they should bring that back. That's actually kind of cool. Yeah, I don't want to watch. I wonder how they were able to find movies that's a really hard movie. Like that's
hard because it's like you got to make it appropriate because there's
everybody
on this flight, yeah.
Right, someone could be offended by anything. Jesus.
Mm-hmm. But anywho,
they're off.
They're off to Los Angeles. They arrive both in very tacky outfits, but cute at the same time.
It's campy. Let's say camp.
Very much camp. It's giving camp. So they immediately go to the Heavy D audition.
Yes.
They are outside the building. The line is wrapped around the door to audition for this Heavy D music
I could
video.
never stay in a line.
For nothing.
Lines are so unattractive.
So unappealing. Why can't we just do VCR submissions.
Right. Why can't you call me at a certain time? Can I come based on my last name at a different slot?
Right.
Like, this is ridiculous.
We gotta find a more efficient way.
Right.
But anywho, the line is wrapped around the door, and all kinds of women are in line, all different kinds of talent. We see one girl, she's like busting a move, breakdancing.
She's practicing.
And
no joke.
Halle Berry's basically like, ooh, I could do that. And then she makes a fool out of herself and starts dancing like an idiot.
I think it's funny that every time she dances, she makes like she makes these sounds. Like instead of them playing like music in the background, it's just like, and to go ahead and make some sounds for your music.
Like she's killing her.
She's killing it. She's a terrible dancer. But Mickey, I'm surprised.
One of the worst we've seen.
Yeah, I'm surprised Mickey doesn't be like really bad.
She in the background like, oh yeah, girl. Cut it up, yeah, girl.
That's friendship.
That is friendship.
So apparently the two make it in. Oh, also why Nisi was dancing, there's this like random guy watching him. Dun dun dun.
Watching them.
Yeah, but he's gonna be the person who murders them later. Because
that's definitely how this movie ends.
With
the murder. So there's a guy admiring them from afar.
Creepy. We don't know what he's up to. They go in, they come out, they look sweaty. A sweaty, hot mess. Apparently their hair was so big they were like poking people in the eye while they're dancing. They didn't get the
audition did not go well. Did not go.
They're sweaty. The hair's flat. They're defeated. Also, it was really important that they got this because they literally only had like money for like one night. I don't know. I guess they must have had money for a flight home.
Yeah,
they were roughing it.
This was we get this or we don't. This is a hit and miss. Like, we can't stay here any longer.
That's the streets.
Pretty much. So as they're walking, they're approached by the guy who was watching them. He comes up. Does he introduce himself? Sure. He introduces himself as Antonio, and he's like, I just don't understand why he said the exact same scenario to what they were auditioning for.
Well,
He's
I guess
like,
that was
my boss is also making a music video that's also paying $10,000.
Right. I guess that was just like, clearly they want this. Like, they can't turn it down.
Right.
Clearly that's what they're interested in.
This is what you're here for, so this is what I'm going to sell you on.
My thing is, sorry, spoilers. She's going to pretend to be some rich guy's granddaughter. Does Nisi look like that person, or would they just think they were stupid black women?
Right, he literally could have found any black girl.
Why? Like, who sent you to these tryouts? Like, I guess maybe like those these women are looking for jobs. Like, why them?
Why these particular?
You could
have literally gotten a crackhead off the street.
You could have got a legit actor.
You literally just need a black person.
Yeah.
Like, it literally could have been anybody.
Right. We don't know.
Gotten anybody. You could have gotten somebody who worked in the house, honestly. And
Don doesn't know.
And he does not know.
Don doesn't know what's going on.
Does not know
what's going on.
He does not know.
Right.
So why you like sought out these two in particular was just weird.
But
anywho, so Antonio's basically like, my boss is also making a music video that's also paying $10,000. And they're like, sign us up. Let's go. So then he takes them to the beautiful, sunny Beverly Hills.
Gorgeous, hunty.
They arrive at this rich estate, very swanky.
Mm-hmm. Shit my pants.
They pull up. They knock on the door. And they are met by the butler.
Why wouldn't Antonio walk him to the door?
I don't know why. He's just like,
go ahead,
he's like literally like, y'all got it from here.
Right.
Like, y'all good. Figure it out. Like, okay.
You know what's happening.
Right. You know why you're here. So then they're met by the butler, and he's basically like, I'm sorry. No. Begging is not allowed on this property.
This isn't. Whatever you're looking for, this isn't it.
Right. He's already prejudged them from jump.
I mean, could you blame him?
He's not into them. The butler is not into them. He's like, the halfway house is down the street.
Don't you know this is an all-white party?
Somebody get these jigaboos out of here. Is basically what he said.
Ooh, I can't wait. Can't wait to do white chicks.
And then he closes the door on them, and then they knock again, and then someone else comes to the door, and it is Isaac,
Blackmore?
Who is basically...
What's her last name?
I get Blakemore.
Blakemore.
So Isaac comes to the door, and he's basically like, oh my God, so sorry about that. Ladies, y'all are perfect. Y'all are exactly what I'm looking for. Please come in, yada, 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 yada. And they introduce themselves, and he's just like, yeah, y'all are great. Y'all do
perfect.
Y'all do great for the job. And they're like, so we got the gig? And he was like, yeah, pretty much. Seems to be that way.
Right. They don't ask no questions. But he says it weird. He's like, you guys are exactly what I'm looking for.
Right.
And they're like, great. Like, if some white man told me that, I'd be like, I've seen Get Out.
Off. So then he's like, I'll be back and we can discuss the details in a couple of minutes. And then the butler is like, so you're just going to leave me here with these two chicks?
With these girls?
And then he kind of shows them around. You can tell they're not very well traveled. They're not very well traveled.
I mean, it's a nice house. And for whatever reason, there's like a maid every 10 feet cleaning something.
A lot of help.
A lot of help. Like, it's not even dirty. You cleaned it yesterday.
Mm-hmm. So then he takes them upstairs and he's like, y'all can wait up here. And then they go into this very swanky room with a very large bathroom. And then they make their way into the bathroom. And they see that the bathroom has a toilet, but it also has a bidet. But they don't know that it's a bidet and they don't know what it is. And then so Mickey's like, Nisi, why does this bathroom have 2 toilets? And then she's like, girl, you know how rich people, they want options. And she's like, well, how do you flush it? And she's like this. And Nisi tries to show her how to flush it. But it's not a toilet, it's a bidet. So she turns it on, and then just water spews everywhere onto them. And now they're like covered in water. They're slipping and sliding all over the bathroom floor.
I've never seen a bidet in live before.
I've never seen a bidet either. Never experienced that. Never felt that emotion. Truly.
Truly. I love when the first day of Black History Month, someone tweeted all the white people to the back. Immediately. Looks better already. I love that.
Looks better already.
I miss Joanne the scammer. Life was simpler, man.
Ooh, all the white people. All the white people to the back. Looks better already.
Like, we didn't deserve.
Oh God.
He came so quickly and left so quickly. Just like, why did you give us all this great content and just leave like that?
Well, you know his mom was sick, and so
right.
I wish. And it was like he was really on the up. Like he was
peaking.
He was sitting front row at like the MTV Awards.
I got it.
Like literally, people were dressing up him as Halloween. He had Katy Perry in like one of his videos. Yes. He was the internet.
It was really funny.
It was hilarious.
It was just so freaking funny. I saw that he made a TikTok, but I haven't checked to see if he posted anything. It was like a coming soon. But it's just I don't know. You got your peak.
I know, yeah. The window of opportunity has coming on.
So, I'm just going to summarize this up, what's going on with Don and his plan. But basically, Isaac. Basically, Isaac's plan is that his his uncle, super rich, he owns his estate, love his money. He's dying of cancer, and allegedly in 2 weeks. I don't know. I didn't really...
2 weeks to live.
Like an exact expiration date on this guy. And he used to be in love with this black woman.
I just want to say, this movie is low-key racist.
It's giving Mindy.
It's giving it was written by Mindy Kaling. That's what it's giving.
But Don was in love with this black woman back in the Zizay. But his family's racist. So you cannot marry this black woman. Ever since, so he married some white woman. Ever since then, he's been longing over Lily.
That's her name, Lily.
Lily. Don thought it would be so cute, so precious, that if he found Lily's daughter, granddaughter, blah, 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 so he can meet Don, that would make him feel great. But he said it's been impossible to track down any relatives of Lily or whatever the hell. So he wants Nisi to play Lily's granddaughter and comfort Don in his last breaths of life.
His last days of life. To really just make his last few days the best.
Which is super cute.
That is.
I'd buy it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
And they're like, oh my goodness, that's so sweet. And then he's like, of course you'll get the $10,000, yada, yada, yada.
Right.
And of course, they agree.
Honestly, I feel like we need $10,000 each.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Even though Mickey does literally nothing in this scenario.
She cooks.
I mean, yeah, but like for this fake storyline that he's trying to sell, like she's not needed.
I guess so. But I wonder, I guess $10,000 back then was...
Let's see.
That might as well be.
I've got the calculator right here.
Go ahead and do the calculations for me.
$10,000 today would be $18,000 and 492 cents. Yeah. It's like $20,000.
Yeah, that's not bad, but I mean, guessing that could be $10,000 per person.
So, they all agree. Verbal consent to this scheme, plan, whatever you want to call it. And then Isaac is like, okay, great, we're gonna introduce you to him. So he takes him upstairs to his room, Mr. Blackmore's room, and he's like, Uncle, sorry to disturb you, but I've got these two young ladies here, and this one in particular is the granddaughter of Lily. And he's like, what? Why would you bring her in here? Get her out! Get out! No one can see me like this. It's a real, like, Beauty and the Beast moment.
Right. I will say, for someone who has cancer, a lot of energy.
Yeah.
A lot of energy. I'm like, what are in his veins? Are we shooting up with steroids every day?
Where this movie fell flat?
Cancer. Him having cancer?
Well, a lot of places this movie fell flat. But they didn't make... What he should have been was, he should have been, like, really, really, really mean in the beginning. And then they pulled, like... joy and kindness,
because he was pretty
reasonable. After, like, he was like,
it took one scene.
He was like, that one scene, he was like, why did you bring him in here? And he was like a little rude, and then after that he was like happy-go-lucky. He should have been mean and gradually gotten nicer.
Perfect Mrs. Scrooge moment.
Like, who wrote this? I feel like
that's a good point.
I feel like this movie was written by an 8th grader. Like, we could have wrote this and it'd have been better.
I think it's an okay movie. Like, this is... I mean, it's obviously not Oscar nom, but like in today's world, if they released that straight to Netflix, I'd have loved it.
There's too many plot holes. Not plot holes. There's just it's too inconsistent.
Easy.
It's choppy.
It's too easy.
It's choppy. It's not smooth.
To me, my biggest thing was like, we're supposed to believe this guy's dying of cancer in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Has anyone seen a cancer patient? Like, what? They're just like, he's out here clubbing in the end. He's going to dinners. He's living his best life.
I honestly don't even think that's the worst of the movie.
What do you think the worst is?
I can't get over the whole Antonio situation. I was like, this is so dumb. He's literally, that same day, he's like, can I see you for a second? She's like, Antonio, yes, Antonio. Like, you knew him for 10 hours.
It was like, we got here this morning.
And then he's like, I feel exactly what you're feeling. And he's like, we're destined to be together. And she's like, we are? Like, first of all, why are you talking like 2-year-old? And you met him 10 hours ago. And then he's like, I'm rich and you can have all my money. And then he was like, just wait right here. I'll be right back. It was just so dumb. I was like, this is dumb.
Really hate myself for like believing that he actually had money. Like, dead. I was like, oh, that's his thing. Like, they're gonna fall in love. Like, I was so mad at myself and I was like, oh, right. Yeah, no, he's lying. Like, I really believed that he had money. I felt so stupid. I was like, how did this film get me? Like, what? How did they get me? How did I believe in love that I just knew that Antonio was going to whisk her off to Italy?
How did this movie with 27% on Rotten Tomatoes fool me?
How did they get me? Okay, and I don't think it should. I think they could bump it up to 40. You think it deserves a 20%?
I actually just made that up. I don't
know. That's actually pretty accurate.
Oh, what it is?
Let me see. But I think you had it right.
No, that's pretty accurate then.
Yeah. It's got 15%, so you gave it a little. But then, underneath it, Google users, 83% like the movie.
Okay, 15, that's a low ball.
That's a little low ball.
27 is good.
Also, I want to know who's rating Rotten Tomatoes.
Who rates Rotten Tomatoes?
And how do they get this magistry to be trusted? For example, Puss in Boots. When the movie came out, it was like, it was before they came out. They were like, Puss in Boots currently has 92% based on 6 ratings, 6 people. I'm just like, so are we? That's God? Like, like we're just taking that as Bible? And we're taking that, like, these 6 people.
Who are these 6 people?
Who are these 6 people? They get to, I mean, don't get me wrong. I do want to see Puss in Boots, and I trust them, but, like, who gets
these people?
Who gets to claim Puss in Boots?
Who's the
It's the best film of 2023.
Right. Come on, like, be for real.
They're like, this is cinema.
I mean, they're connecting. He comes downstairs. He's like, tell me about Lily.
Oh.
And then they literally can't say anything.
Yes.
And then they're served dinner. The dinner literally looks like cow food. It looks disgusting.
Mickey's
and Mickey,
offended.
being a chef, is like, I need to fix some soul food. So she goes into the kitchen. She's getting those chicken turning arms to work. And she whips up like cornbread, some collard greens, some yams, some mac and cheese, some fried chicken.
My thing about that part, they were like, she makes the healthiest soul food. And I was just like,
at no point ever in life could soul food ever be equated to health.
is that a thing? I was just like,
the two are very much mutually exclusive.
But I was like, but how do you do it?
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
I was like, does it taste good? Because that part I was just like,
And then the butler is like,
y'all trying to kill my nigga.
he's hating from outside the club. He's like, this soul food, or whatever you call it, clogs the arteries, causes heart disease,
and murders everyone.
Yeah, and he's literally hating everything
but
that they're doing.
Don loves it, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Also, another favorite part of this movie.
Isaac.
Why do you keep calling him
Don? Who's Don?
Oh, that's Mr. the old man's name is Don.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
How you know?
I wrote the notes. His name is Don.
Oh.
Donald, but Don.
Oh, okay.
My favorite part is when the butler goes to the radio store and that that black guy shows
He's
around.
like, oh, the classical music is over there.
That part, and then I don't know what it says, but the black guy gets on the stand. He starts like bouncing his butt.
He starts twerking. Oh my goodness.
It's so unserious, dude. Like, what? That's my favorite part. And also my favorite part. Every movie needs fashion montage.
Yeah.
So later on, we see Mickey and Nisi. They're in the pool. They're having a pool day. They look fabulous. Mickey like falls out of her like pool thing and she messes up her hair, which she's upset about. Nisi's like, she's really pissed off that she got her hair wet. I've been there.
I would like to say she uses the word nappy, and I really didn't like it. I didn't like that at all. I was like, can we not?
I feel it's okay when black people call other black people nappy.
I don't know. I didn't like it.
I mean,
it just sounded really.
It sounded forced when it came out of her mouth.
I also would like to say this was not a natural role for Halle Berry. Mm-hmm. She did not play the ghetto country girl very well at all. It was all very forced. The accent was bad. I wasn't buying it. I wasn't into it. Mickey did fine.
Oh,
it was a bit more natural on her, but Halle Berry, I was like, clearly you weren't bred to be around this many black people. Because isn't she like half white or something?
I have no idea.
I was just like, your whiteness is showing in this film. You're not really good at playing black.
I don't know. I feel like that was part of it. Like her goofy, I don't know.
I just wasn't buying it. But nonetheless, like when she said nappy, I was like, oh, it sounds like you're saying the N-word, but you're white. I just didn't like it. I didn't like it. But nonetheless, she tells Mr. Blakemore that her hair is wet and she's all upset. And Mr. Blakemore is like, well, we can go get her hair done and then after we can go on a shopping spree.
I love a shopping spree.
And then we love a movie montage. So they had a fashion movie montage.
They look so cute. And
but while they're out and about shopping, hitting the town, hitting the Rodeo Drive, Isaac is out and about taking pictures of him.
I was like, how does this come full circle? Because these photos ain't nothing. Exactly. Just shopping with
another part in the movie where it's just choppy.
I'm like,
choppy. Like, what is this supposed to prove?
Where is it? Yeah, because I was like, so I forgot like what happened, but I was like, what are these photos for? Because this isn't any. I'm not seeing anything terrible.
Right.
If a rich white man wants to take out women to shop, that seems regular.
Exactly.
It seems like a regular,
very normal. That seems like the culture of Beverly Hills.
Yes. But an old white man with young women.
It looks very, very
normal.
everyday. Very everyday.
I think if you went into any of those shopping stores and those boutiques, they'd be like,
it would be
normal.
weirder if they were his age. That
it's like,
would
you're
be
taking your sister
the thing that would
shopping?
raise eyebrows.
Right.
But
Confusion.
he out there scamming and taking pictures of him. And then later we see him back at the house and he's on the phone with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And he's basically like, oh yeah, don't worry. Those girls, they have no idea what's going on. They're a bunch of idiots. We're going to get our money. You're going to be really rich. I'm going to be really rich. And our plan is going to work.
Right.
But we don't know what the plan is.
What is he talking about? Like,
Who is he talking to? What is he talking about? What's the plan? Why does he think they're stupid?
And why do you have to bring him in on this?
Exactly.
Also, I wonder what would happen if his plan worked. Oh, I guess. Stupid plan.
That's why I'm telling you, the movie is choppy. It's just like, the plan wasn't concise.
Actually,
it was never actually really specified what the plan was.
His plan actually, his plan didn't make any. When we get to the end, when we reveal his plan, I'm gonna bring up the fact that his plan was very unnecessary
because this movie was poorly written. That's what I've been trying to get through to you for ages.
As we talk about it, yes, I see a lot of plot holes.
This movie was written for an 8th grader. Like, this is a kindergartner could have written it.
I mean, when you dissect it, yes. We were just watching it leisurely.
It's just like, it feels like this movie was written in a day. Someone was like, you have an hour to write this movie, go. And this is what they came up with.
It was like no one proofread it. Like, they were like, but like, this doesn't make sense. You're like, no.
That's fine. We don't have time to correct it.
We don't have time for this. Get Halle Berry in the studio, please. Oh, and then, so the girls are walking back from working out. And this is when I guess this is the first time they discuss like how they feel bad for like playing the hell out of Don and just like waiting around for him to die. Because they're basically, I guess in theory, they have to stay there until he dies.
Right.
What if he took like another year to die? Like, when do you leave?
I know, right?
Like,
that would actually be nice, though.
Yeah, I guess it would have worked out.
They
for
would
them.
be living rent free in this mansion in Beverly Hills.
Yes.
With all the money at their fingertips that they've ever needed.
And they're really
I would hope that he would live forever. Honestly. I'd be like, can we find the cure to cancer, please? Immediately.
I mean, he's definitely on steroids because he is doing great for
he's doing fine for a terminally ill.
For someone who has an expiration date, he's doing great.
He's moving A-okay, baby. But they're also talking about Mickey having a little love connection with Antonio, which also doesn't make sense because, okay, so the first night they were there, Antonio comes into the room and is like, can I speak to you for a second? And she's like, literally like how, Romeo, 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 where art thou, Romeo? That's what it was giving me. She was like, Antonio, Antonio, Antonio. I was like, why is she calling his name 10 times? He's right there. He's at the door. He's 5 feet away from you.
She fell head over heels for him.
And then, so they go to whatever mysterious room, and he's like, and he has this freaking Italian accent. He's like, I was feeling whatever you were feeling, and we are connected to each other, and we are meant for each other. And she's like, we are? You do? And then he's like, I'm rich, but I'm poor here, because back home, everybody wants me for my money, so I moved to America. To be poor.
I really believed it. I was like,
okay. I was like, am I hearing this correctly? And then he's like, I'm rich in Italy, but I moved over here to America to find a girl who really loves me.
Okay, Jade, but like in the day of catfishing, how many times have women heard, like, someone would buy that? Today's world of catfishing, someone would be like, oh, my boyfriend, he is super rich, but his family just owned him, and he's trying really hard to get his money back, but he can't because his uncle is stopping it, but we're going to get money, and he just asked me for $10,000, and he asked me for another $10,000. What
does that have to do about this?
I'm just saying, like, it happens. Like, women believe these crazy, crazy stories.
These crazy pipe dreams,
yeah.
I guess. But here was the thing that didn't make any sense to me, because he's like, I am looking for a girl. He's like, I'm rich, but I moved to America, so look for a girl who doesn't want me for just my money. And then she's like, can I please have some of your money? She's like, can I please have some of your money? And then he's like, yes, you can have some. I was like, this doesn't make any sense. I was like, this is so stupid. Who wrote this?
He's like, he changed really quick.
He's literally like, I want a girl who just loves me for me. And then she's like, please let me have some of your money. And he's like, I promise you can't. I was like, this is so
She's like, this is not adding up.
Stupid.
This is not 1 + 1.
Oh my God.
I believed it. I was like, okay, yeah. He's rich.
So fast forward to them leaving the gym or leaving exercising.
They're going to dinner with Dawn.
Yeah.
They look super cute, fabulous, and so does Dawn.
You look okay.
I think that's fabulous.
So they go to this super swanky, high-end LA restaurant.
The yacht club, I'm sure.
Yeah, and they're met by a lot of celebrities.
The main one.
Which are really relevant today. Kind of like the 90s.
Leon Richards. Robinson, I'm sorry. Leon Robinson.
Not familiar. He's a singer, I guess.
He's, anybody came to see you, Otis?
Oh, Leon. Oh, I thought you were talking about the first guy.
Yeah. I didn't know who that was, so I didn't mention him. I didn't know who. That's what his name is Howard Hewitt, but I didn't know who that was. So.
Yeah, so they get to the restaurant, they see all these. They see Howard Hewitt, and they go crazy.
He's a singer,
whoever he is. They go crazy.
Someone's gonna be like, "You don't know who Howard is? He made this song." I'm like, "Oh, that song."
Yeah,
I didn't know.
Sorry,
he don't look familiar.
Never seen him before. And then, so they see Howard Hewitt, and then Mickey goes crazy, and Nisi's like, "Calm down. We're in a establishment that's really swanky."
Think about the etiquette.
And then they see Leon Bridges. That's his name?
Robinson.
Why did I say Leon Bridges?
Leon Bridges. I might have said that.
What's his name? Leon Robinson?
Mm-hmm.
They see him.
Beautiful
that fine man. He looks really ugly, though, in this movie.
You thought?
I thought he looked hideous.
I don't know. Because
he's fine as hell. So I was like, why he looks so horrible here?
It's a lighting. I don't know what it is.
Well, he looks horrible.
And Halle Berry got her tiny behind on that big old man.
She
jumped
climbed
on him
like a tree. She's like, I loved you. Wait and exhale. Right. I'm trying to exhale. And
then they see Heavy D.
The whole reason why they came to Los Angeles. And they're like, Heavy, Mr. Heavy D. We came to Los Angeles just for you. I'm about to blow up.
They have so many celebrities in this movie.
They have so many. We also forgot to mention that LL Cool J was at the beginning.
I used to love me some LL Cool J back in the day.
He's hot.
He was like one of my biggest celebrity crushes for whatever reason.
Really? I don't remember that phase at all.
Yeah, it was a small phase.
Who was your first celebrity crush? Are you gonna say Chris Brown?
No, no.
Let me guess.
Okay.
Frankie Muniz.
Yep.
Yeah!
Frankie Muniz. I think I identified because he was a middle child. I was a middle child. I don't know what it was. And he was I do love a white nerd. You
sound like Mindy Kaling.
Well, hold on. Not in reality, but they be fine. Like he was kind of handsome, but I do like a nerd.
Okay, now ask me mine's.
I want to guess yours. I feel like I should know this. Is it Justin Bieber? No.
Justin Bieber.
Oh, is it Paul? No, that's not your first though.
First celebrity crush?
It's not Paul.
No.
Who is it? Oh, Jonas Brothers. Is it Jonas Brothers?
No.
Naked Brothers Band?
No.
Oh my God,
I got yours on the second try. This is shameful.
Give me a hint.
He's now dead. It's not Paul Walker.
Why are you killing your celebrity crushes?
Right?
He's now dead. The blonde guy, that just died. I don't know. What's his name? That was a singer? He's a singer?
You tell me, Jordan.
Is that yes?
Aaron Carter.
Aaron Carter. That's how I couldn't think of his name. Yeah, he just died.
Yes.
Just passed away. Yes, Aaron Carter.
My first celebrity crush.
Why?
Want candy. Are you kidding me? I used to
No. I just feel like, what did we see him on? It was just like
he was in that episode. Well, he was always, famous.
I guess.
But what did it for me was when he was on the episode of Lizzie McGuire. And he played himself. And he sang, I want candy. And he was like, Merry Christmas, Lizzie McGuire. And he kissed her. And I was like, that freaking bitch. Kissed my man. And ever since then, I have hated her.
What?
And when they had the Lindsay Lohan and Hilary Duff rivalry, I was always Team Lindsay. Because Lizzie McGuire kissed my man.
Wait. Who rivalry?
Lizzie McGuire. Hilary Duff versus Lindsay Lohan.
Oh, you said Lizzie McGuire. I was confused. Don't even try.
I said Lindsay Lohan versus...
You said Lizzie McGuire versus
Hilary Duff.
And I was like, hey, huh? But it was Lindsay Lohan. They were in the same group at one point. Jesus.
You don't know the Hilary Duff, Lindsay Lohan beef?
Oh, okay. Yes. Yes. It must have been before. In my head, I'm thinking Lindsay Lohan is in court. She don't have time for beef. But yes, before all that drama. But yes, totally. They were the girls.
Yeah, and I think it started over Aaron Carter. I feel like
I can imagine. It's always over a boy.
It's
It's always over a boy.
That's a shame. That is a shame.
But I mean, their dating pool is really small.
Pretty slim. I guess.
Pretty slim.
Children, celebrities. Where are we now?
So they're at dinner. They've bothered Heavy D. The girls have finally made it to their dinner with Don. And Don again asks Nisi more about her granddaughter. No, her grandmother.
He's like,
Lily.
tell me more about Lily. And she's like, Lily loved the trees. And the flowers.
Yes, and she's avoiding everything.
Yeah.
She's like, and then she keeps stuffing her face to avoid
answering questions.
And he lets it go. So here's another plot hole. So spoiler alert. He know that's not Lily's granddaughter.
So why is he asking these questions?
Why is he messing with her like that?
Why?
Why is he doing that to her?
Why? Maybe he just wants her to admit it or something.
Yeah, or maybe he was just like, what are your intentions? I mean, I guess he has the right to mess with them, but why was he asking those questions if he knew?
Right. So they leave the restaurant.
Okay, so that night, they're back at the mansion. Nisi's talking to her. I call her ex-boyfriend, her boyfriend, ex-boyfriend.
Oh, Ali.
They're like boyfriend, ex-boyfriend. You know how that go. We broken up.
They're on
together.
They're on a break.
And they sound like they're about to reconcile, and then she says something like, oh, you think I'm gonna come crawling back to you?
And then the butler walks in, and he's like, who are you on the phone with? No. The butler walks in, she hangs up, and then Ali calls back, and then the butler answers the phone, and he's like, oh, it's for you. And then she's like, tell him that I don't want to speak to him. And then he's like, Madam Nisi says that she does not wish to speak to you at the moment. And he's like, well, tell her she got me all twisted up in the game. And he says that you got him all twisted up in the game. And then she's like, well, tell him that his mama's all twisted up in the game. And then it's just going back and forth of him playing the middleman. And basically at some point, Ali tells the butler to just be like, look, just tell her I love her and I miss her.
I shall.
And so the butler tells her, look, he said he loves you and he misses you.
And in another room, Mickey and Antonio are hanging out some more. And they're like touching close. Every time we see Antonio hanging out with Mickey, he's trying to smash.
Yeah.
It's she's like, no.
Rubbing on her toes and stuff. And does he like touch her?
He's touching her
private parts or something?
No, he's like touching her legs, and then she notices, she's like, why do you have gloves on in the house? And he's like, because I don't want to touch your soft skin with my rough hands. She's like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Oh, I didn't even notice that conversation.
Yes. And then she's like, and he's like, okay, let's get it on. She's like, no, I want a ring. He's like, oh, I happen to have a ring. Let me show you. Which prompts him to go to, he pulls down a painting. Behind the painting is a safe. And he's like, this is where I keep my ring for you. Don said I could keep it in here for safekeeping.
At this point, did you realize that he was playing her?
Yes, when he had the black gloves.
Oh my!
He kind of gave it away.
And then he's like, he's trying to open up the safe with the glove, and he's like, I can't open it. And she's like, well, let me try. And he's like, okay. So then she tries to open up the safe, but she doesn't have gloves on, which means her fingerprints are now on the safe.
There is nothing you can tell me for me to watch you take down a painting off a wall in a house that you don't own, and then tell me to touch the safe.
The safe.
I ain't touching nothing.
I'm not.
I'm going to sleep.
And you got gloves on.
I'm going to sleep.
I don't think so, brother.
I am going to
Absolutely
sleep.
not.
And me and my friend are leaving tomorrow. Y'all are up to something. Why are we pulling down paintings with safes in them? And why he keep his safe in the living room? Sir, keep that in your bedroom.
So she's unable to open the safe. And then what happened after that?
He's like, okay, I'm gonna confirm the code with Don in the morning. Don't worry, honey.
Oh yeah, because she really wants that ring. She's really upset about it.
I need it. I need the ring. So that night, the butler is sleeping quietly peacefully in his bedroom. Then he hears like something break downstairs. He goes down to investigate. He sees a sculpture broken, jewelry, and like money on the ground. And he's like, what the hell's going on? And then he doesn't see like a man pop up behind him. This man is wearing a mask, and he knocks the butler out. And then the girls hear him. The girls hear that commotion. And
they hear the ruckus.
And they go downstairs. Honestly, couldn't be me. This ain't my house. I'm not investigating anything.
I just don't know why. Well, I guess I do know why.
What?
If I heard that noise, I'd have been like, oh.
Someone's getting water.
Yeah, they automatically knew, like, oh, someone's breaking into the house.
They like, it's our time. It's our moment.
This is our time to shine.
This is it.
So then they go
This is what we training for.
Right. This is what we've been training for. All those years in the hood, getting put to the test. So then they go downstairs. They see the burglar who has a ski mask on, so they don't see his face.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, so you're trying to rob us, huh? Oh, so you think you could come up in here and steal, huh? And then they got like their dukes up. And then they're like,
talk about Mike Tyson.
They're like, oh, Nisi, remind me again how Mike Tyson hits. And then they like swing at him. And then Mickey's like, oh, Mike Tyson don't hit like that. He hits like this. And then they're just going back and forth and they're punching him.
Right.
And then after like one good swing, they take the ski mask off. Mm-hmm. And he's facing Nisi. So they take his ski mask off. He's facing Nisi. Nisi sees his face and she like gasps. And then he slowly turns around and reveals his face to Mickey. And of course, it's Antonio.
Right. It's like finding out like, oh my God, I saw my friend's
But really, though,
on
if you look at his face looks kind of like sad that. Well, I guess he got caught, but still.
Yeah,
I mean, like his face was like kind of like, I'm sorry.
He's sorry because he's getting deported. He gotta go.
He's going back to Italy.
He's gotta go. You
but
ain't got no job anymore, sir.
Isaac trifling behind come downstairs and is like, what is going on here? You three are trying to steal from my uncle. And then Antonio's like, help me out here. And he's like, help you out? Like, help you out? No, you're trying to steal from my uncle. And so are these two. And then the butler wakes up from being unconscious. And he's like, no, the girls are innocent. It was Antonio. And then Antonio's like, Isaac, our plan can still work. Another reason why this movie is just poorly written. He's like, our plan can still work. It can still, we can still get away with it. Her fingerprints are still on the safe. And then he's like, I don't know what you're talking about whatsoever. No one cared to question this. Like, no one cared.
So many questions.
And, like, the butler, like, makes, like, a weird face. Like, he's, like, puzzled as, like, what's going on. But, like, that's it.
I was confused as to how much money was in the safe that it was worth stealing.
Yeah.
Because it didn't seem like much.
I feel like there was nothing in the safe. I think they just wanted their fingerprints on the safe to prove that they were, like, stealing money from him.
Right. Well, see, to me, I thought they wanted to frame them for stealing. So Antonio would steal, and he'd be like, oh, we didn't steal that. The two girls did it. And then they would run away with the money.
See, what I thought it was is they wanted to prove that he was deemed incompetent or whatever.
Oh, maybe so.
And so that these two women were blindly or stealing money from him.
Oh.
And so like, hence the fingerprints on the safe and yada, yada, yada. And then that would be evidence. Like him taking pictures of them going shopping and their fingers on the safe, etc. So that would deem him incompetent because these women are clearly stealing money from him.
Right.
Then so that would make Isaac his, like,
estate
holder or whatever, giving him all his money. That's what I thought was
okay, that makes sense.
We had to figure that on our own because it's not explained in the movie.
It's a big workaround because all you have to do is sit back, relax, and collect this money,
and watch this man die in 2 weeks.
Yes,
but when you get greedy,
you mess up your bag.
You need to humble yourself and you block your blessings. But anywho, so yeah, okay. Isaac is like, help you out. You're trying to steal from my uncle, and he's like, I'm calling the police. But, like, that was the end of it. No one, like, questioned him.
Yeah, no one looked further into these words.
But Antonio...
And you would think the butler would, because he's nosy. Yeah.
Right. The butler should have been the one that had been like, hold up now.
Go ahead and explain your words, Brody.
But then we see Antonio get taken away in the police car. Mickey is very upset to find that her love was all a facade and it was fake. She should have known. She's stupid. Known the man for 2 days.
So the next day, the girls go to answer the door of the mansion. I'm not sure why they're answering doors now. And Don's attorney's there. the girls are like, oh, hell no. We had nothing to do with what happened last night. Don't assume that was us. And the attorney's like, of course not. I know that wasn't you. Call me if someone tries to accuse you of the theft.
Very nice lady.
Very nice lady. So the attorney goes to meet with Don and is basically like, hey, so Isaac has filed documents of incompetency against him based on the photos of the girls, and basically Isaac is claiming that Don befriended these girls after he caught them trying to break into his house, and then he let them move in, and then they basically been robbing him blind this whole time. So I guess the whole point is Isaac wants to take over the estate for himself, and maybe he gets to leave all the money to him. I don't know how rich affairs work.
Pretty much. Basically, something like that along those lines.
Which is so funny that came out so soon. They were like, problem solved.
Exactly. Another reason why this movie is poorly written.
It's supposed to the girls are supposed to reveal that.
Yes. The girls were supposed to be the ones who find it out.
Yeah, and reveal it.
They get accused of it by mistake. Get kicked out of the house. Prove their innocence.
Right. About to go back to Decatur, and they're like, we can't. We have to go save this man.
Yes.
And go back.
Prove their innocence. Who wrote this? We're literally rewriting the film correctly right now. Like, how do you mess this up?
I mean, it was. I liked that we had to do all that because it was too easy.
It was too easy.
There was no there was no negative. They just literally had a good ride.
Oh, right.
So the girls are also shocked to hear this news. I'm not sure why, because it's like, well, I guess they thought Isaac was nice. Yeah. So they're shocked to hear what Isaac's doing to Don. They decide, I don't know why they even added this, because I didn't, I guess, okay. So they decide to make him a drink that Mickey's mom gave to her husband they want to give it to Don to give him energy. They made a whole point out of that, and I was like, what was the point of that?
Because we don't even watch them drink it.
Yeah, but I guess because they go out that night.
Oh, maybe so.
Maybe that was why.
So then they take the drink to him, which if I was Don, I would have thought they were going to poison me.
Because I don't want none. I don't want no orange juice served to me on a platter. It's like, just bring it to me in your hand. It's like, is this poison?
Right. Is this death on a platter?
No one else is drinking orange juice right now? It's just me? There's 5 of us in here.
So they go to him and they're like, here's this drink. And then they're just basically like, we're sorry about what happened yesterday. And he's basically like, money. Money makes people do crazy things. Money. He says money like 4 times. And he's like, money makes people do crazy things. And then he's basically like, did Isaac pay you guys to be here? Blah, 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 blah. And they're like, no, we're here because we want to be here. And he's basically like, well, what is it? He's like, well, let me give you some money anyway.
Yeah, he was like, that's what I wanted to hear. But I wanted to pay you guys for your good deed or just...
Yeah, just for being around. Yeah. So then he gives each of them a check for $50,000.
Lord.
And they both are just like, we cannot accept this. No, thank you. And then Mickey takes the checks and she rips it up and she reinforces the statement of her saying, no, we're here because we want to be here. Which was really sweet because, girl, I would have took that money. That's $100,000. Who in their right mind is turning that down?
I mean, back then, that was probably,
Let's see how much $100,000 was in 1997.
Someone gave me $50 today. That's to me, that's $1 million, it feels like. Someone just gave me $50.
Like $150.
That's what be.
$1,000. Oh, Jesus.
$184,000. 184. That's $200,000.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Just a little under.
Jesus.
So they're dumb. So they don't take the money. And
Don is happy to hear this.
Yeah, he's even more delighted. And then they go out to the club that night.
Remind you, this man is dying from cancer any moment.
He literally has a week left.
He has an expiration date. The doctor said you have 2 weeks to live, and he's out dancing.
And they are cutting a rug at that club. They are cutting it up on the dance floor.
Soul Train line.
They're doing it all. They're doing the 2-step. They're doing the 1-2-step. They're doing the 3-step. They're doing the Dougie. They're doing the Cupid Shuffle.
Right. Soulja Boy.
They're doing the bunny hop. And then out of nowhere, he like literally like passes out.
This is the most cancer that we've seen the whole movie. Like he's like, oh, falls down a little bit.
Like,
that's the most
cancer.
cancer.
To the ground. That's the worst.
Besides this and him dying, this is the worst cancer we've seen.
So then they take him to the couch and they're like, "Oh my God, we've got to go, Mr. Blackmore. Are you okay?" And he's like, "No, I'm fine. I guess I was just having too much fun."
Yeah, because you have cancer.
And they're like, "Okay, well, let's just get out of here." Mm-hmm. So they head home. They're all in the limo. Mickey is in the car asleep.
Don't blame her.
It's just Don and what's her name? Nisi talking, and he's basically like, "Well, I'm sorry you didn't find the man of your dreams tonight." And then she's like, "You know what? I think I already kind of know who he is." And he's back home in Decatur, Georgia. And she's talking about Ollie, and she's telling him how Ollie just doesn't have any ambition. He doesn't have any dreams. He doesn't have any goals. Mm-hmm, and Mr. Blackmore is kind of just like, well, you know what? Just give him a chance. He's like, at one point, I didn't have any goals. I didn't have any ambitions either. Until I met this one young lady. And she was interested in fashion. And because of her, so apparently his fortune is made in like, what's that stuff called?
Oh,
sheets. Fabric.
Sheets. Fabric.
So apparently his fortune is made in fabric. And he's basically saying, well, I didn't have any ambition. I didn't have any goals until I met this young lady who was interested in fashion. And then
the rest
because
is
of her, I invested in fabrics.
Right. The rest is millions, baby.
And then she was like, oh my God, wow, who was she? I was like, this girl is so stupid.
Your grandmother.
And he's like, your grandmother.
Why is he playing with her like that?
Right.
You know that girl don't know.
But it's just like, come on, like, why? But why was she like, who is she? You know, the only love of his life has ever been Lily.
Right. Do you know your grandmother?
Have we ever said the lady name?
Yeah, we said it a couple times.
Her name Lily, by the way.
Yeah, we've said that.
But yeah.
So, in our heads, we still don't think Don knows. Oh, that's so funny. Okay, so back at the mansion, the girls are feeling extra guilty about how they're deceiving Don. They're like, we need to go. Like, we've done too much. This is going to end badly. Mickey at first is like, can we at least say goodbye? Like, it'd be rude if we just like up and leave out of nowhere. But Nisi's like, I cannot face him without telling him the truth. And I just can't do that. So Nisi's like, let's write a letter explaining everything. In the morning, we'll be gone. So Nisi has written the letter that night. She can't sleep. And then she's like, okay, I'm going to go downstairs, chill out before our flight because we have just a couple hours before we get out of here. But before she goes, she talks with Mickey, who's stressed out because once they get back, they literally have no apartment. They have no money. They have no job. What are they going to do?
Right.
But Nisi's like in high spirits. She's like, I don't know if like writing that letter like woosawed the hell out of her, but she's like, we got each other, girl. That's priceless. This is all we need.
We'll figure it out.
And then she also has like this like very like old, rich, white woman gown on.
Yeah, those like robes with like the feathers at the end and at the wrists.
She's just like walking around the house like, this is my house. This is my home.
The gold, I would like to point out that the gold teeth are no longer in her mouth.
They're gone. She's a whole new woman. She's at peace with the riches.
So yeah, she's walking around her little mansion, and then out of nowhere, we see a man walk in, and it turns out to be Ali.
Sir. Hot. Looking good.
Looking good, because in the beginning of the film, he too also had gold teeth in his mouth.
And
he also had like a perm. He had like the mom from that 70s show.
Uh-huh.
He had a haircut like her.
Oh.
Like that's what his hair
was curly,
like.
Yes.
And now it's like cut, the gold teeth are gone. He's lost that little weird street merchant accent that he had.
Street merchant.
And he
looks good.
He does look good. And then she's like, Ollie, what are you doing here? And then the butler, Mr. Manley, comes up and he's like, well, excuse me, miss, it was never my intention to be involved in your affairs. But since I was playing the middleman anyway, and since it seems that you both really love each other, I just, told him that he should really just come out here.
I just want
so they talk. He tells her that he got his driver's license because he never had a driver's license, which is just so pathetic.
It's like, it's been 2 weeks. I got my driver's license.
He's like, I got a driver's license. And he's like, look, I don't know if you're trying to stay here, or if you're trying to go back home, or what you're trying to do. All I know is that I love you, and I've loved you since high school, and I want to be with you.
You're all I've ever wanted.
You're all I've ever wanted, girl.
It's actually really beautiful. And then they dance to their song.
Mm-hmm.
And it's beautiful.
And then James, so Mickey's boyfriend, is also there as well. And they're having their moment too. And he's going on and he's telling her how she deserves this and how she deserves that. And he's like, people be walking around with a white little dog. You deserve a white dog too. And you deserve nice things. You should be able to wear your church clothes on Sunday, not on Wednesday. And I think when we go out to eat, you should be able to eat too. And we shouldn't just have to watch people to eat. And I was like, wow. This is bottom of the barrel. No. You mean to tell me when y'all go out to dinner, y'all just watch?
He don't have no job. He does not have a job. No income. How are they surviving?
That is shameful. Shameful. So then after he's weeping and boohooing and crying, and he was like, I just want to say, girl, I love you.
I love you.
And she's like, don't say it if you don't mean it. And then he's like, I mean it. And so it seems as if everybody's kind of rekindled their relationship.
And then boom.
Instantly.
Tragedy
strikes. Manny comes out. The old man done passed out.
Not the old man. Don. She said that old mother lover we've been talking about this whole film. It's not doing well. Don has passed out. The ambulance has shown up.
I'm weak at myself.
The old man.
Oh Lord.
She said what day it is.
That old man done died.
And the movie fades out and they all live happily ever after.
Ooh, all right, be for real.
So, ambulance has arrived to take Don to the hospital because he has cancer.
And he's at the tail end of his 2 weeks.
Right.
We had day 13 out of the 14
and that's
days.
that's when the cancer strikes.
Right.
Those last couple hours, that's when it starts to get really bad.
That's when the terminal cancer strikes.
That's when it starts to take
last 24 hours.
Takes over your body. Not the 2 weeks, not the month. Just those last 24 hours. Besides that, cancer's fine. It's cool. You can go to the club with it.
So Mr. Manley gets in the ER car. The ER car. The ambulance.
Say what you said. Say what you said.
They get in the ambulance. They go to the hospital. Everyone's there. The attorney is there. Mm-hmm. The nephew's there. The boyfriends come. Mr. Manny is already there. And then the girls arrive. And then Isaac goes up to them, and he's basically like, first of all, he got the nerve to be looking sad.
I thought he had like a change of heart. I was like, oh.
That was another reason why if he's going to be the villain, he has to be the villain throughout the whole film.
I thought he was maybe trying to catch them. He was like, here's a check. I don't know if he was trying to like prove that they were just after money or like, I don't know.
Nonetheless. So he goes up to them and he's like, I'm glad you guys came. I'm glad y'all are here. And he's like, oh, I forgot. And then he pulls out a check for $10,000 and he gives it, or he tries to give it to Nisi. And then she throws it back in his face and he looks startled.
He's upset
that she did such a thing. And then she was like, oh, it was always you who was about the money. We ain't never cared about that. And he's like, I can't even believe you're related to Mr. Blakemore. And then he goes, speaking of relatives, how is Lily doing? Because, girl, you was in this for the money too. Don't even try to play.
They could have had $60,000 right now.
So then he takes the check, he rips it up, and then he walks away. And
the attorney calls the girls in to go see Don on his deathbed.
And they go in, they're crying, they're boo-hooing. And then Nisi, she gets down. She grabs his hand, she's looking him in the eye, he looks all pale. And she tries to tell him, she tries to get it out. She's like, I'm not Lily's. And then he kind of like shushes her and is like, shh,
shut the fuck up.
And then he just like grabs her hand and they have this like moment. And then he basically dies.
He dies.
And
then Nisi and like Mickey are off to the side, and Nisi's like upset because she, wasn't able to tell him the truth. And the attorney's like, "Girl, what? He didn't do the whole time." I'm just kidding. The attorney's like, "Oh, about the whole granddaughter thing? Oh yeah, he knew that you weren't his granddaughter because he knew Lily never had children."
Yeah. So the whole time he knew that Lily.
Right. He's like, I kept...
Never had no granddaughter.
It's like, I kept tabs on Lily.
And that's another thing. You would think the son... No, not the son. Isaac, the nephew, would know that.
He's lazy.
So lazy.
He's lazy.
Like, why you don't know that?
I mean, he said it was impossible to find.
Yeah, because it was impossible because she had no children.
He's like, I can't find the search.
Idiots.
She had no children, sir.
So the whole time he knew that they were never Lily's granddaughters. So I guess he just wanted some company.
Maybe he just wanted some excitement in his life. He was like, let's see where this go. I wonder if he knew the whole time Isaac was up to no good.
Maybe so. Maybe so.
Mm-mm-mm.
So the next day, he's dead now. So now it's time for them to go because they were only there while he was alive. There was a whole purpose. So they're grabbing their things and they are on their way out. And
the attorney arrives and she's there to read Don's last will and testament.
Well, first they're saying their goodbyes. They're saying bye to the butler who they've really connected with now. The boyfriends are there, and then the attorney. The attorney is like, before y'all leave, there's just some things I want to go over with you. It'll only take a moment. So she gathers everybody into the living room. The butler's in there. Nisi and Mickey are in there. The nephew's in there. The boyfriends are in there. And she takes out the will. She's reading Don's will. And it's basically like, I, Donald Blackmore, as my last will and testament. Oh, well, first of all, he's like, I want to thank my B.A.P.S for making my last few days on Earth as good as my first. And they're like, B.A.P.S? Another reason why this movie is racist. And then she says, Black American princesses.
Where did he
even get that? That was so random.
I mean, I like the little
But it's like, if that were going to do that, he should have been calling them B.A.P.S since the beginning of the film.
Or like, mention that. Or
like, we don't mention it one time at the very end.
Yeah, it's just like, okay.
Choppy. This film is choppy.
He's like, where did he get that from?
Like, what? That was so random. So random. And you just happen to name the whole movie after this one encounter? Like, oh my God. But anywho. So, then the attorney goes on to say, I leave with you to... First of all, they cut out the volume.
We just have to read lips. I don't know why they did that.
I don't know why they did that either. But I guess it wasn't. Whatever.
I just didn't get why.
But they got $100 million.
Yeah. I was like, what's the point of it being silent right now?
Yeah. So
now, tell me how much $100 million is back then to now. Because that is like...
$100 million. How many zeros is that?
How much is it?
Oh. First, we're dumb.
What?
We already did 100,000. Which was 184,000. So 100 million. 184 million.
We'll cut it out. 184 million.
So $100 million back then is $184 million today.
Lovely.
But then, so the butler also gets a nice chunk of change too. I don't know how much he get. I couldn't read.
They didn't say. I read somewhere that the people think he got the mansion and everything that came with the mansion, which I think makes sense.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's just an assumption though.
Yeah.
But, that's nice. Yeah. And then the nephew gets nothing.
A whopping $0. I wonder how long ago he wrote him out of his will.
Right. Right.
Because, like, when did he have time? Well, I guess he for sure did it when that lady came.
Yeah.
For sure.
Right.
And then he came. So then Isaac comes to the will reading like he gonna get money.
Like he gonna get something. That's what I'm talking about. This movie don't make no sense.
And then my thing was, had he just been patient and waited 2 weeks, he would have got money. He would have got the same amount of money.
Exactly.
That he was going to try to steal from him. Like what?
Exactly.
And then he was your uncle. Who did he have to give money to? It seems like you're the only living relative right now.
Right.
So like who are you trying to steal this money from?
Precisely.
The greed.
It don't make no sense.
That part don't make any sense.
He was so blinded by the money that his ideas were stupid.
Yeah, didn't make any sense. And I was like, okay, maybe it makes sense. Like, there's this chunk of change of money that's sitting out there that's waiting for Lily, but we never found Lily, so he invented Lily's grandmother so she can get the money, and then somehow he stole the money from her. That would have made sense some way, somehow. But like just to do this for no freaking reason.
Right.
Stupid.
Dumb.
So the girls and the guys, they all embrace each other. The cry of wealth, since they're so rich now. And then later on, the film is flash forward. We see Nisi and Mickey dressed in white, and they're at a opening premiere for their combination hair salon and restaurant in Beverly Hills, what they called Lily's.
Isn't that so cute?
That is cute.
And then when I was watching it, and it said it was called Lily's, I was like, who the hell is Lily? I was like, and I was like, why wouldn't they name it like Don's or Blackmore's? But then I was like, oh, Lily's. That was the grandma name.
She's like, right.
I was like, who the hell is Lily?
You're funny.
I was like, who is that?
And I assumed it's like right next to them is their boyfriend's store, which they sell the luxury cabs or the luxury car business.
Yeah. So when they eat, the whole family eats. So they put their little boyfriends on too.
Yes, Lord.
And then so they're opening the restaurant. They walk in. They're met with like paparazzi and cameras.
Mm-hmm. It's fabulous.
There's
Dennis
celebrities
Rodman
in there. Dennis Rodman is in there getting his hair done. And then we see Mainsley. What is that man's name? Manley?
Girl, I be calling him the butler.
The butler. And he's dressed in this like swanky suit, and he's talking to a reporter, and he's saying how fabulous the girls are and how amazing they are. And then he turns around and he sees them, and he's like, girls! And then they're just like, we're opening a location in Paris, New York, Georgia, and Beverly Hills. And so basically they're opening a chain.
They're a franchise.
And they have been met with like success, fame, fortune, and their lives have truly done a 180.
Right. Thank you, Don. Thank you, Lily. So scamming can, change your life.
So as long as you find yourself, more of the story is, as long as you find a nice sugar daddy that you just be nice to.
And he's dying soon.
And he give you money, you give it back. And then when he dies, he's gonna write you in the will.
Yeah, you gotta wait two weeks because
just gotta.
If he lives too long,
it out.
You might have to go, and then he might forget about you. So you gotta wait until the cancer kicks in. My biggest problem with this movie is that Dom was way too healthy for a man with terminal cancer.
That's your biggest problem in this movie.
That is
the least of the problems of this movie. That is the least problem.
That and the money. I'm like, Isaac, just be patient, my dear son.
My dear son,
just wait. Like what? He had 2 weeks left to live.
My biggest issue is almost everything, but the Antonio situation specifically. I just
that's why you draw the line.
I just cannot. Antonio. You've known him for 8 hours. Calm down.
But overall,
you're embarrassing yourself.
Overall, I like the film. I mean, if you really like start nitpicking, it's like, yeah, this is crazy. But I like the film.
I guess. No, it's a great movie. Yeah. For sure. Love it. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that sounded fake AF, but it's funny. It's a comedy.
It's something for sure.
It's something for sure. But it skyrocketed. I don't know. Halle Berry's career. Should never forget this. She's had one hell of a career. She does crazy stuff. She's got some good films. She's got some bad films.
Some random stuff.
But it's like like some artists have bombs and they never come back. She just puts out films and she's just continuing on with her life. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad.
She's in Boomerang. Oh yeah, she's a pivotal role in Boomerang.
I think Catwoman. Catwoman's another
that's a movie
favorite.
That didn't do good.
I like
but
Catwoman.
Like when people think of Catwoman, they literally think of her.
Yeah. I mean, I liked it.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad.
I mean, I get why they didn't like it, but like, is that a mosquito? We have to kill that.
It is a mosquito.
But all right, darling.
Well, it's been fun. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, review. She hates it when she doesn't remember to say at the beginning.
Yeah, okay. I was about to say that.
It's all right. It's all right, love. We'll get it next time. I promise, darling. Thank you all for listening. Truly, it really means a lot.
Y'all have a good week, and we'll see you in 2 weeks for the next episode. Please don't spoil the movie, mate.
All right, her accent ain't really as good as mine, but we'll work on it.
Yes, I'm a little more educated in London. You're a little more street.
I like it that way. All right, lovelies.
Okay. Good night.
Toodaloo.
Top of the morning. Top of the. Mm-hmm.
No,
Yep.
wrong
Pippin.
country.
Pippin.
Pip, cheerio.
Bye.